Welcome to Pisces Tarot, and I am your host, Mimi Lightseer. Your business is my business. Today, we will dive into your business with a timeless relationship reading, which means it could be platonic, professional, or romantic. In this session, we will explore the overall energy of your reading, obtain cosmic insights to identify the topics, spill the tea on the energies involved, uncover the positives and the negatives while revealing the lessons that you need to learn, and suggest actions for healings and the best possible outcomes. Remember, this is a general reading, and you have found it when this message is needed. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, I am LGBTQ plus friendly, using pronouns for storytelling purposes. Lastly, please like, rate, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how this message is connecting with you. And without further ado, let's get into your business. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Pisces Tarot, everybody. I am your host. I am Mimi Lightseer, and over here at Pisces Tarot, your business is my business. And ooh, child, we about to get into somebody's business, okay? Good morning to all of my guppies, my friends who are on the graveyard shift, and good evening to my international family. What's up to all my people who are watching behind the scenes on TikTok this morning? Good morning, good morning, good morning. If you are new to the Pisces Tarot experience, go ahead and drop a star in the chat. If you are a returning guest or a friend, go ahead and put a fish in the chat. We want to be able to recognize our new and our revisiting fish, okay? So we want to basically be able to recognize everybody, no matter where you're from. Go ahead and drop either a star or the fish in the chat. Welcome, everybody. Today's agenda consists of a brief energy cleanse, which is a brief meditation / sound bowl cleansing, followed by a divine download, which is or insight rather, which is a download today. Then we'll get into the overall energy reading for insights and observations, followed by confirmations of everything that I have told you with the tarot cards. And then we'll close out with some final thoughts. All right. So if you guys are ready to get into this reading, I want to tell you to go ahead and find your emojis. Now, listen, over here at the Pisces Tarot experience, this is an interactive experience. Okay. So I do get that some of y'all at work, y'all know, whatever. But your participation is much appreciated, okay? So, with that being said, before we get started, go ahead and find those scrub brushes. Go ahead and find those scrub brushes, vacuums, cleanings, whatever cleaning emojis you can find. Go ahead and find those emojis and put them down in the chat, because it is time for us to get started by cleansing our energy, all right? So, here we go. Now, before we move forward, it's important that we always take a minute to level set and ground ourselves. And we have to put ourselves in a position to receive by welcoming and inviting and calming our spirit. Like I said, most of y'all been up all night. Some of y'all been at work dealing with other people and their energy. Some people have been unable to sleep. Some of you are getting started with your day, right? So we want to put ourselves into a position of receiving, because it doesn't matter what words or messages I have for you. If you're not in a position to receive it, it's a moot point, okay? So a simple way to do this is to do some breath work, cleanse our energy through breath work, as well as some sound, okay? So we're going to take in 3 deep breaths and hold it and exhale slowly, okay? With each inhale, we want to be able to invite clarity and balance. And with each exhale, we want to be able to release any tension or distractions, okay? So again, we're going to do this 3 times. Here we go. Listen, that is the best feeling ever, okay? And we're going to clean up any remaining stagnant energy with some sound. This is our girl Boo Boo, all right? So we about to get Boo Boo getting it going, and we're going to clean up the remaining stagnant energy here, all right? So here we go. just got to chill, y'all. Divine Spirit, I call upon you and ask for your guidance and your wisdom through this reading. Please surround me with your love and your light. Help me to receive clear and accurate messages. May this reading bring insight and clarity and understanding for the highest of all that are involved, but for the harm of none. Amen, 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 and amen. Listen, y'all, if y'all are ready to get into this reading, okay, this is a fun, safe, interactive experience. Again, this is a safe space. Your honesty is appreciated. Most importantly, we have all been a fool in love before, and today it just may be your turn, okay? So let's get ready for an engaging and a dynamic time. If you are ready to get into this reading, I need to see those cooking emojis. I need to see those cooking emojis because, baby, when I tell you, we about to cook. It's time for us to cook. It's time for us to eat. Most of all, it's time for us to receive. So if y'all ready to get into it, I need to see those cooking emojis. Put them scrambled eggs, whatever it is that you like to eat for breakfast. I want to see those emojis in the chat. Let's go. Here we go. Now, when understanding to do a reading, right? Every day I always take time to reflect upon the energies that Spirit is showing me. And sometimes it's a divine message and then sometimes it's an earworm. And today I received a earworm and it came in the most interesting way. And what I mean by that is this. We all believe that God can use anybody and anything to get a message through when it needs to get through to you. So God was speaking to me specifically about trusting and believing, okay? Trusting and believing. And sometimes it is so hard to trust, right? Especially in today's environment. We have so many things going on. Things are coming to us fast. Life is coming to us fast. It's so many things that can be perceived as intentional or distractions. We live life not assuming the positive intent in other people, because of the way, the condition of life, the condition of humanity, right? So when something or someone or something happens to us, we often automatically jump on the defense, which is actually low vibrational, because we feel like we're being attacked, right? But what Spirit was telling me today was that you got to learn how to trust and you got to learn how to believe, right? And when I was noodling on what trust and believe is, right? You ain't gonna believe whose song dropped down in my ear, okay? And it's kind of funny because of all people, I started hearing Jeezy off of his first album. You gotta believe, hey. You gotta believe, hey. And I'm sitting up here and I'm just like, really? Really? You know, but the word is, let the word to the wise be sufficient. Okay, let a word to the wise be sufficient. We got to get out of this space of thinking that everybody's out to get us, you know, that it won't work out or it's too good to be true. It's never too good to be true. It is possible for good things to happen to you. It is possible for miracles, signs, and wonders to happen for you. Yeah. Okay, it is possible for things to go your way, right? And see, here's the thing, expanding upon that thought. I hate to be this descriptive, but go with me, okay? If a liar can trust and believe that what they're putting out there is going to work, how come you can't trust and believe that what you're putting out there is going to work? If a con artist can put out there and believe so strongly their lies, how come you can't put your lies out there? A lie, it means it's not true, right? So what I'm saying is your lies is what you're manifesting, because the reality is when you put manifestations out there into the universe, it's not yet true. So you have to believe it, right? So when you say it in the minute thereof, it is a lie. It is a fabrication of the truth. It is a mischaracterization of the truth. But if you believe it, is it true? And then it becomes the truth, right? Because we know what a truth is. A truth is something that you believe. Okay. And so my point in saying that is when we're talking about manifesting, when we're talking about evolving and growing in this physical space, time and space, in this 3D reality, we got to change our energy, y'all. We got to change it up. We got to start trusting and believing that good things can happen to us. Good things are happening to us. And we're in the right place in the right time to position ourselves to receiving what is good for us. And I know it's hard, and I know it's crazy. I know some of y'all like, I've been believing for the last 2-3 years and nothing happened. Okay, well, today could be your lucky day. You still believe when you go play the lottery that you might win. So play the lottery of life. Get that excitement and that enthusiasm back up in your spirit, and know that it is possible that good things can happen to you. That relationship that you want, it can come walking in your life right now. That job promotion that you want, it can happen today. Okay, just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening, and it doesn't mean it's not happening for you. Okay, so you gotta trust. You gotta believe. Hey, you gotta believe. All right, you gotta believe. So if y'all ready to get into this overall energy reading, go ahead and find the tea kettles. I want you to go ahead and find the tea kettles and put those tea kettles in the chat, because baby, I want to find out more. What is it that we're being encouraged to trust and believe today? What is it that we're being encouraged to trust and believe today? All right, here we go. All right, y'all. So when understanding energy, it's important to know that the universe speaks to us in an abundant of ways. Okay. And sometimes it's through signs, synchronicities. Sometimes it's through numbers. Sometimes it's through other people, right? So, and sometimes you got to stop and say, okay, like yesterday, I was driving down the street. I saw several cars yesterday that had 911 on it, which is obviously an emergency number, right? So I was like, okay, God, what is it that I need to pay attention to? Okay, what is it that I need to pay attention to? So when I saw that, literally, I saw it on a van whose phone number, the last few digits of the phone number was 911. The license plate last 3 digits was 911. I looked up from there, another car zoomed by, their license plate last 3 digits was 911. I said, okay, Spirit, what am I supposed to be paying attention to? I was on high alert yesterday, like, what is it? What am I paying attention to? You know? So, and I'm still going through my day-to-day like that. All right. So Spirit can talk to you in a plethora of ways. All right. Now, I ended up meeting somebody yesterday too, which was funny. And we had a long conversation. For me to just be meeting a stranger, just on some humbug stuff. He was cool people. Anyway, all right. So the overall energy for today. What is the overall energy reading for today, Spirit? The royal you. The royal you. Okay? The royal you. This is about you walking into your power. This is about you walking into your higher self and you evolving. One thing I love about the lotus flower, okay? One thing about the lotus flower is that the lotus flower grows through some hard, dark things, okay? Lotus flowers are precious because they grow in mud, which means those are less than desirable circumstances, okay? So what I'm telling you is you got to get into the point where you can believe. You got to trust and you got to believe. You got to trust and you got to believe, okay? Now, I feel like this is about to be a trend. So I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to look up what trust and believe is because I feel like this is important. This is going to keep coming up. Okay. And we've done this before. So y'all know how we get to investigating. Okay. Trust is a noun and a verb. The noun, it means a firm belief in the reliability, trust, excuse me. I am not speaking properly. Mercury is still in retrograde. A firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of something or someone. The verb is believe in reliability, truth, ability, or strength of. So it's the same thing, but it could be used simultaneously as either a noun or a verb, which is interesting. The word believe is a verb. It means to accept something as true, feel sure of the truth of, to hold something as an opinion, think, or suppose. Okay? So, you see what I'm saying? You're going to have to learn how to trust and believe something right now in this season. Okay? Now, what is the truth that is for us in our journey right now? What is the truth that we need to hear right now for our journey? I feel like somebody's about to break through something. Somebody's about to walk into something and they're going to break through, which is why this trust and this belief is so important here. It's time for you to believe it. I think you kind of like got away from manifesting and believing. I think you kind of feel kind of skeptical. Well, I don't know what exactly that is. We'll find out more here in a second. But it is possible that somebody here kind of got skeptical, became very pessimistic about things, not understanding, that just because you don't see anything doesn't mean it's not happening. It could be happening. A lot of things happen without you seeing. The world still lives when you go to bed at night, right? The world still exists, okay? This is about death, okay? I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. So you had to come to an end of something. You had to come to an end of something. And now that you're in this space, you're coming into a new beginning. Okay, so this is about something ending and something beginning. Okay, something came to an end for something to begin. All right. Let's see. What did the guides of the hidden realms have to say to us today? Something good is about to happen to somebody. And I promise you, you feel like you can't believe it is true. All these cards fill out too many messages. Grace within the chaos, accepting life's complexities, the seduction of distraction. So we've been speaking a lot about how life is just kind of doing its thing right now. Okay. Life is just doing its thing right now. Okay. And this is about you learning how to accept. Remember I said with the first card that we pulled, the lotus flower grows in less than desirable circumstances. Okay. So what is happening here specifically is that it feels like things have crumbled in order for things to come back together. And this is why somebody has definitely felt a little bit dejected lately, been feeling very vulnerable, raw, very, pessimistic. Listen, everybody's got a sufficient reason to feel very pessimistic right now. I'm not saying that it's the right thing, but I am saying that it is justified. And in this, somebody is either you or your person. It's got to be you, but it could be either you or your person is starting to realize that life is going to have these nuances. Life is going to have these challenges. Life is going to have ups and downs. That's called the ebbs and flows of life, right? And so this is where, again, you're going back to being encouraged that you still got to have trust, that you still got to hold on, that you still got to believe. Yeah, life is rough. It's some crazy things happening. But guess what? It's not just happening to you. It's happening to everybody. We're all in this together. We're all interconnected, right? What is the undercurrent here? Anchor. Anchor yourself in strength and resilience, finding stability amidst life's ever-changing tides. That's literally what I just said. Okay? So the anchor here, what you're being encouraged to do is anchor into truth and what you believe. Okay? If y'all hear me speaking this morning, I need you to go ahead and put some fire down in the chat because Spirit is coming through today for somebody, okay? Spirit is coming through today for somebody. This is about you anchoring yourself in strength and resilience, finding stability amidst life's ever-changing tides, okay? This is about you, okay? Somebody decide they want to walk out, cool. I'm not going to crumble because you want to leave me. My life moves on. My life moves on. I didn't get the job opportunity that I was looking for, cool. Disappointed, but I'm not going to break. I'm not going to crumble. My life moves on. There's other blessings out there. That's how we got to start looking at life. Looking at life and realizing that there's more than one opportunity. There's more than one thing. I know in the moment when it happens to you, it's raw and it's so personal. And you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. But if you keep on living, in which you will come to realize that it was more to be offered to you than what you set your eyes on. Okay, it's more to life than what you set your eyes on. Now, how is this showing up for us in our everyday life, Lord? How is this showing up for us in our everyday life? Comparison. For one, y'all need to get off the internet. I know we say that all the time, and every time this card comes out, I always say that. You got to get off the internet. But in this season of life, it is so easy to get caught up in what appears to be working for other people. I just heard somebody say, so-and-so always getting their prayers answered, but I don't get my prayers answered. Or so-and-so is always manifesting and getting what they're looking for, but I'm not. Well, for one, you're not, because you're spending your valuable energy focusing in on what somebody else's blessings look like. And those blessings are not your blessings. Those blessings are not your blessings. So at the end of the day, when somebody is having a season, so for me, for example, my sister just went viral Friday for making Bootsy cry. She just won an award at the same time. She just won an award a week ago. It's her season. What do I look like sitting around here being jealous and envious of her for? Granted, that's my sister, right? But what I'm saying is, what do I look like being envious of her? Why am I not celebrating her? Why am I not? You understand? When you see your friends getting good things going on for them, if these are your true friends, it behooves you to be excited for them and be genuine and sincere. But so many people walk around with low vibrations. Y'all don't know how to be happy for nobody else. All y'all know how to do is talk smack. And at the end of the day, when you harness in on that negative energy, you are inviting that energy to continue to come to you. Okay? So if you see somebody getting all the things that they want, good for them. Because that lets you know that it's possible that it can happen for you too. And you never know what people are sacrificing to get what they're getting. Okay? You never know. Now, the truth that we need to hear right now for our journey. What is the truth that we need to hear right now for our journey? Oh, that went flying out, didn't it? Okay. Intuition. This is about you using your intuition. Okay? It goes back to you trusting and believing, because when you put yourself in a position to trust and believe, you're not going to second guess it. I was kicking myself yesterday. I went in there to go buy a lottery ticket, and I didn't buy that lottery ticket because I think it was like, I was buying a scratch off, and I think that one was like $3, and I wanted to play like the $10 one because I've actually won money on that one before. And my eye went to, and y'all know me of all people should know better, my eye went to the $3 one. And then I didn't get it, and then I went for the $10 one, and then I didn't win, and I was like, okay, that's my gambling money for today, right? And so I was like, why didn't I trust my instinct? Okay. This is about trust. You're going to learn that you got to trust when spirit talks to you, when spirit tells you to move, you got to be able to trust, and you got to be able to believe. Okay. Period. You got to be able to trust, and you got to be able to believe. Okay. Now, intuition. You will know the truth by the way that it feels. Okay. You will know the truth by the way that it feels. This is a quote from Sorobi Gutnam. I'm assuming that's the name. Intuition is seldom wrong. Okay. I want to repeat that. Intuition is seldom wrong. All right. How many times has a situation occurred and you found yourself saying, I knew I shouldn't have done that, and ended up berating yourself for making a less than ideal choice? Instead of listening to the opinions of others, tune into the voice of your own heart as it speaks to you. Your intuition does not speak through words, but through the stable impressions that leave you with a silent knowing of the right path. Intuition will never force you down one particular road, whether it will act as a compass as you navigate the terrain, while at all times remain at liberty to choose your own direction. When presented with different options, ask yourself what feels right. It is likely that one choice will stand out above the others, and this is your inner compass guiding you towards the best decision to make at the moment. Pay attention to the cues as they come, and do not doubt your intuition as it steers you in the best direction. So this is about you paying attention to your instincts, your feelings, your awareness, and your senses. This is about you overcoming being anxious, doubting, uncertain, and visceral. Okay? This is about you using your third eye and seeing clearly with it. Okay? The sacred word says, I acknowledge that my inner guidance will not lead me in the wrong direction. Okay? This is about you trusting and believing. If you know that you've honestly, legitimately have had challenges within the last season of your life, whether that be the last few weeks, the last few months, the last few years, okay? Let's be honest and have a moment of vulnerability. If you know that you have been having difficulty with trusting and believing your intuition, can you put down in the chat for me, I will do better trusting? Just write that down in the chat. I will do better trusting. I will do better trusting. Okay? I will do better trusting. Because I know right now we all from the show me state. Okay, right now we all from the show me state at this point. Like, boy. Like, show me, give me, show me. Okay. So as we shift to more personal insights, okay, it's important to know to focus on what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Okay. Yeah, I will do better trusting. I will do better trusting. All right. Now, you know what? Sometimes spirit come through, he be petty, right? But what he just say to me? Y'all want to know what he just said to me, or just keep it moving? Because, boy, it's kind of funny. He just said, but you trust that dude, though. All right. Okay. I will do better trusting. We could trust the people that ain't trustworthy. But we can't trust spirit to guide us. Okay? We can't trust that he gonna get us to what we need to be. We can't trust that it's all gonna work out, but we trust these people that lie to us. All right, here we go. Sexuality. Someone is still trying to figure themselves out. This card came out yesterday. I kind of want to put it back because it came out yesterday, but I'm kind of wondering. I'm just going to set it to the side for now because I feel like maybe sometimes I didn't shuffle good, but I thought I did. If it come out, well, it already, I just took it out. All right, let's take another one, Spirit, just because I want to be sure. Oop. Well, really? Pregnancy just fell out at the bottom. Okay, so maybe this is about sexuality. Those cards just came flying and then pregnancy fell out. So somebody may be pregnant. All right, somebody may be pregnant. Now, someone is expecting. That's what it says. Now, listen, y'all. It's raining outside. Y'all know how it is when Georgia Power when it rains. I don't know why it's raining like this, but all right, here we go. What is the news? What is the news? These lights better not go out. I'm gonna be so mad if these lights go out. I don't know if y'all can see them flickering, but they definitely flickering. Spiritually woke, self-awareness, cutting through illusions, detaching from ego. So somebody is going through a spiritual awakening. Okay, somebody is definitely going through a spiritual awakening right now. I'm pretty sure y'all can see the lights flickering, which means they're possibly going to go out, and which means if I lose the internet, we'll just have to come back later, okay? But this is definitely about somebody being spiritually woke, self-awareness, cutting through illusions, and detaching from the ego, okay? What is the T? What is the T? Ooh, what is the T? Somebody said they could hear the rain. Okay, somebody is in their head. They're overthinking, stressed, and overanalyzing, right? Which goes back to what we've been talking about trusting and believing, okay? This goes back to trusting and believing. Somebody is in their head very badly. Overthinking is a weakness, folks. Overthinking is a weakness. And we need to call those things out. We need to stop it. When we see ourselves overthinking, thinking that we're going to come up with all the scenarios and all, like we are not. We're not. Okay? That is a weakness. And now when I catch myself overthinking, I'm like, no, stop overthinking. You just got to trust and you just got to believe. Okay? You got to trust and you got to believe. All right? Now, what lies beneath all of this? What lies beneath all of this? Okay. Oh boy. All right. This is spicy. This is spicy one. Okay. We got a spicy one this morning. All right. Somebody likes to go to the adult store. Okay. Somebody likes to go to the adult store. So this did come out first. All right. So we got that. Now, what is, and I think this energy got to be switched around too. What is the true emotion here? Well, I saw that one. What is the true emotion here? I got my fan, y'all. If it get too spicy up in here, I'm gonna be breaking out them fans. Where them fans at? Not. Listen, y'all. Guess what just fell down? Jezebel just fell down in my lap. Okay? Jezebel just fell down in my lap. Followed by Pop the Question. Okay? So, let me go ahead and switch this around right now. Because I feel like person A here is the person who's spiritually woke. They may be thinking, they may be in their head about some things. Okay? They may be overthinking, stressed, overanalyzing. They may be considering popping a question. Person B could be a loose cannon. Person B could be the type of person who is very open with their sexuality, very forward, not conforming to the standards, right? Just doing what they do. Okay, they might be very, I don't like the word promiscuous, but it applies. But they could be the type of person who likes to do them, right? They don't live by tradition, common beliefs, okay? I'll tell you, you know, like, I'm joking when I say this, but I'm gonna be honest with you. What just came to mind when those two cards fell out back to back? Somebody done fell in love with a stripper. That's what came to my mind. Somebody done fell in love with a stripper. Okay? And that's fine if you did. You know, strippers need love too. All right? But I definitely got that here. Okay? What, when we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? Toxic love, dramas, addictions, love-hate relationship. So this person may be feeling just a little bit insecure about their connection with this person because of what they do professionally. Okay, this person may feel like they want to control the narrative. And I'm saying that because I know several strippers who make a lot of money and they're married, one of which her husband drops her off at the club, you know, and picks her up, right? If that's the scenario here, I'm just speaking to this, right? Because I'm not projecting to say that this is you or your person. But what I am saying is if this is the scenario, you got to trust and believe that this person has a uh a alter ego. They're doing a job, okay? They do a job. Now, I'm not particularly saying that that is the case here, but I'm just saying that's what came to mind when I saw those cards, all right? Now, what is the true crime here, Spirit? Look, money is right here at the bottom of the deck. Y'all see that? Money. I'm going to take that because I saw it, but it's about money. Maybe somebody got an OnlyFans. Maybe somebody's thinking about an OnlyFans. Like, finances is tough. It's about finances. Somebody got their life together financially and somebody does not. Or the way that they do things is, look, intuition fell out again. Y'all getting the message this morning? It's about you using your intuition. All right, so we got money here. We got intuition. A wooded area. Somebody could be an earth sign. Okay, somebody could have an earth sign or earth placements. We'll find that out in a second. All right, let's see. What is the yin and the yang here? It definitely feels like somebody's trying to be controlling of this other person because of it. This is definitely a profession. So somebody may be a ex-worker of some sort or either is considering it. And you got somebody else that wants them to leave it alone. They're thinking about money. This is wildly specific. Okay, higher self activation, higher self integration, awakening, a timeline shift. So somebody might have been cool with this before, and now they're trying to act like they're not. Okay, somebody may have been acting like they were cool with this before, and now all of a sudden they're not. And the reason why I'm saying this is because spiritually woke came out as well as this higher self. So I feel like something has happened with this person where now all of a sudden they got a problem with it. Okay, they was cool with it before, now they not. Now they not. Okay. Jeez. But this is about money. And we got a whole lot of stuff here with intuition. Now, I want to know what in the world is going on here. Okay. I mean, times is hard for a lot of people right now. So a lot of people are doing things that they need to do for money. And I feel like this person should not be judged for it, but it definitely feels like somebody is taking somebody a little bit more serious than what they were originally taking them serious. And because of that, now they're trying to control the narrative. They're trying to control, how things go, right? They're trying to dictate and say, okay, not my girl. See, look, somebody got to be a earth sign here because we got woods again. A wooded area just came up. This is about a winding path, curving trail, twisting route, meandering passage. So it's taken a long time to get here. Okay, so this to me, I feel like when I think about the wooded areas and like a winding path, I think, as the cards suggest, I think about meandering, someplace where you go for a walk, someplace that you don't do nothing in a hurry. You're there to relax. So it feels like there was no pressure. This was very relaxing. I get the impression as well that this is a relationship that somebody's known for a while. This is not a new relationship. This is somebody that you've known for a while. And I get the impression that this is what makes the conversation so difficult, because you've been knowing this about this person for quite some time. And like I said, you were cool with it. You was cool with the fact that you fell in love with the stripper. You was cool with the fact that the person had the OnlyFans. You was cool with the fact that this person was very promiscuous and was outside, until you went and got spiritually woke, and now all of a sudden it's a problem. I don't know whose business this is. Yeah. This person is coming in now as the Queen of Swords, okay, with these flowers. So person B is definitely a feminine energy. Okay, so person A is masculine, person B is feminine. But person B is coming in right now like very person B is coming in as being very moody, very emotionally imbalanced, coming in as I could see this person being very confrontational, and very upset about the things that are being said. I can see this person being very like, it was all good 2 months ago. You didn't have a problem with it 2 months ago. Now it's an issue.
Do not come.
I can see this person being very, very, very like emotionally charged, like popping off and popping out, just like not giving a hoot, right? Because it's like, bro, like you was cool with this just a couple days ago. Now all of a sudden it's a problem. It's giving me, I fell in love with a stripper vibe. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, you understand that this is how this person survives. This is how they make their money. So like, why is it a problem now? Like, just trust and believe that this person is doing that. Like, there's some type of separator here. Okay. That's what it's giving me. That's what it's giving me. I'm in love with a stripper vibe. Okay. That's what it's giving me. And again, no disrespect to anybody who's in that industry, because that's not what I'm saying at all. Okay. So don't take what I'm saying and misconstrue what is being said. Hear what I'm saying in totality. All right. This card just fell out. Ambivalent. Why can't I speak? Ambivalent. I can't speak. Ambivalent. Okay. Somebody in this picture got to be an earth sign, because this card fell out in my lap, and this also has earth energy. Somebody's walking on a path. Okay. It says you say you want a lover you say you want a lover, but you're not all in. Take time to figure out what you want. Okay. And this goes back to this person being judgmental about this person's thing, which is what makes it toxic. So I feel like, again, this is somebody that someone has known for a long time. They have been very interested. You're on this long and winding path. This is a journey. This is what tells me that you've known them for a long time, because one thing we know about earth signs is that they don't do anything fast. They don't do anything impulsively. They want to take their time and enjoy the flow. They don't like to be rushed. So this is what indicates to me that this person has known this person for a very long time. Okay. And they say that they want this person as a lover, but they really not all, they're not all in, because they're in their head, trying to control the narrative, wanting them to quit. And listen, the way that I see it is, unless you're in a position to be able to replace my income, don't tell me how to make my money. Now that's just Mimi talking. Okay. That's just Mimi talking. Let me ask you a question. Regardless to if this relates to you or not, if you were in a position where your lover tried to dictate and control to you how you make your money, put a red heart in the chat if you would be okay with that, if they could replace your income. Put a black heart in the chat if you would not be okay with that. If your lover had a problem with how you make your money, I want you to put a red heart in the chat if you would give it up if they could replace your income, and put a black heart in the chat if they could not. A lot of us will be okay with it. A lot of us will be okay with it. All right, so here we go. I think for me, it would depend on the circumstances, honestly. Is it coming from a spirit of control? Are you trying to control what I'm doing? You know, like, I think I would have to think about it from that perspective. Like, I think I would need more information. Oh, God. Now I want to drop all the cards on the floor. Ooh. Y'all, I was asking the cards if there's love here or not. We got the yes. Somebody thinks you're special. Okay? Somebody recognizes how unique and special you are in this. Okay? So there's definitely feelings involved here. But I feel like it's caught between a catch-22. Oh, maybe this is about this person being able to walk away and give this life up. Oh, I want to know who business this is. Y'all ready to get into this? Y'all want to know whose business this is? If y'all ready to get into this reading, I want you to go ahead and put down in the chat for me the magnifying glasses, because it's time for us to figure out whose business this is. It's time for us to get more information about what's going on here. Listen, baby, I want to know who got somebody coming around and they want to change their life. That's what this is about. Somebody got somebody who wants to change their life, and they got to trust and believe that this is what's for them. Child. Oh, if y'all ready to get into this reading, I need y'all to put up the magnifying glasses. Go ahead and put the magnifying glasses up in the chat, because here we go. Somebody done fell in love with a stripper. I'm just saying that jokingly, but that's what this reminds me of. And in real life, T-Pain's wife used to be a stripper, and he's still married to her to this day. Yeah, wow. I got information about that, but I'm not gonna say it here. Okay. All right, so here we go. Whose business is this, Spirit? Whose business is this? This is about money. He said, you ain't got to do this no more. Oh, this is beautiful. Listen. At first, I was giving this person a side eye, but now I'm like, Okay? Listen. I keep my fans for these spicy for these spicy readings. I keep my fan, okay? Like, child. All right, here we go. Person A is coming in as a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, coming in with the Wheel of Fortune. Upright, this is about good luck, karma, life cycles, destiny, turning points, changes, inevitable fate, ups and downs, unpredictable. So this goes back to everything that we've been talking about leading up to this moment before we found out more personal insights. This is about you trusting and believing, going with the flow, going with the ebbs and flows of life, okay? Trusting that it's going to work out, trusting that things are going to come into fruition for you, just trusting that you're in the right place at the right time. Good luck. Good luck. Now, who is person B in all of this? Okay. Person B is a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, coming in right now as the King of Cups in reverse. Okay, coming in as the King of Cups in reverse. This person could also have Aquarius placements, okay? But this is about being cold, bad. Remember, I told y'all this person was very pissed off, okay? With this Queen of Swords energy, they're very moody. But they're coming across as being cold, bad advice, emotional manipulation, moodiness. I said that. Self-compassion and inner feelings. They're in their feelings. Okay, they are definitely in their feelings. So if you or your person is a fire sign, can you go ahead and put the fire sign emoji in the chat? And if you or your person is a water sign, can you go ahead and put a water sign in the chat? Okay, we got fire and water energy on the board today. Fire and water. So if you can go ahead and put the fire or the water sign here in the chat, that'd be amazing. I want to see who is in the building. And for everybody else, if you are not represented, remember I do read for sun, moon, Venus, and rising, sun, moon, Venus, and rising. So if you are not being represented here on the board today, can you go ahead and put your coffee cups here in the chat? Because baby, it is time for us to get into this reading. Okay, it is time for us to get into this reading, and I want to know more. Who got a man that came into their life that want to change it? Said, baby, you ain't got to do this no more. I want to be with you, and I don't want my girl doing this. All right. So if y'all ready to get into this reading, baby, put those coffee cups, tea cups, water bottles, whatever you drinking this morning. And here we go. All right, y'all. So here we go. Let me fix this camera just a little bit. There we go. I don't know how it keeps getting off, but it is what it is. All right, so here we go. What is going on with my fire and water signs today? Well, you know what? I always tell y'all that fire and water, to me, energetically and elementally do not go together, right? Because fire always evaporates water, and water can always put out a fire, okay? So there's always this push-pull dynamic, this power dynamic between the two. And it's just naturally there, okay? It's just naturally there. Fire is a hot and dry energy. Water is cold and wet, okay? So it's kind of hard to have that balance between the two of those elements, but it can work. It can work. I see the power dynamics, the power struggle, right? Now, person A is coming in today. They in good energy, okay? But they are definitely overthinking, which I'm not surprised about because they are in their head, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. All right, so person A has started pulling back their energy lately, okay? They've been acting real funny, real strange, real weird lately, okay? Coming in with this Six of Pentacles, in reverse. Everything was going good with them until it wasn't, okay? And what I'm picking up on is that they felt like, again, they've known you for such a long time. It may feel like they thought that if they positioned themselves in a way to where they could talk to you about making this relationship more stable, making this relationship more pronounced, making this relationship more of a thing, right? This may have started out as like a casual friends with a benefit situation here. This may have started out being something like very relaxed, okay? Like, I'm not taking you serious, you're not taking me serious. Like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time type of thing. And it was mutually agreed upon in the beginning that this was going to be acceptable within the expectations or the definition of the relationship. But it feels like over time, because remember I told y'all, this is something that didn't just come up out of the blue. This has been a long time, okay? Long time coming. Y'all have gotten closer. Y'all have gotten, basically what attracted you to this person might have been sexual things. But now that you've gotten to know this person a little bit more, y'all know how the relationship lines blur. I always tell y'all about how when you cross these lines with people, you got to know that there's a shelf life on this, right? You got to know that you're not going to be able to do this for the long time. And it feels like while this may have been sexual in nature in the beginning, over the course of time, y'all started to blur those lines. Y'all started to get to know each other. Y'all started doing dinner. Y'all started going on dates. Y'all just started getting all confused about what is going on. You was in a fog, okay? And so during this time, it definitely feels like the change that we're talking about with this energy change, right? Started when they started to become spiritually woke and they started tuning into their higher self, okay? So I don't know, maybe there was a life change that occurred here. Maybe this person started to get closer to God. Maybe they have joined a church. I keep saying that they accepted the Lord in their life. That's what keeps coming to mind. Maybe they have cleaned up their lifestyle. They started going to church or something like that. But there was a major lifestyle switch for this person that caused them to be spiritually woke. And they're listening to their higher self. And that's where, you know, they're starting to be aligned more so with their intuition. This is more so about them. Okay, they're going through a growth now, which is why they're starting to act funny towards this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay, this is where they're starting to act funny because they're going through this awakening and now they're looking at everything that this person is doing with a side eye, trying to control the narrative. And, you know, that's not cool that you are trying to control the narrative for somebody else. Everybody has free will. Okay, everybody has free will. Now, person B is coming through as the Chariot in reverse. Okay, so person B, like I said, is coming across as being very bitchy, very irritable, very moody. Like they're not liking this new version of this person. Okay, they're coming through like, listen, this is who I was when you met me. You know, it is what it is. I'm not trying to give it up. This is how I pay for my lifestyle. This is how I afford, you know, my kids going to private school. This is how I pay my bills. So unless you can afford to replace my income, I need you to back up.
Ain't many women allow their husbands hold to lay up in their house.
Okay? So let me stop there and ask the question, okay? If you're seeing yourself being reflected in this energy, which person are you aligning with most? Is it person A and person B? Are you the person that's like starting to second guess your interaction with this person? And if so, how do you think that this is affecting you? Okay. If you are coming through as person B, again, how was this affecting you? Which energy do you see being most effective or influential over your life? Are you getting moody because you're resistant to the change that this person is trying to project onto you? Or are you just switching up? So if you person A, are you switching up? Are you person B? Well, you're like, you know what? I'm good. You know, I'm irritable that things are slowing down. I'm frustrated because you're trying to tell me what to do. Like, this is putting me in a bad space. Like, it is what it is. Like, are you aligning with person A or person B? Okay. Now, okay, both of these cards came flying out. Now, they almost fell on the floor, so I won't take them. What is favorable about this situation? What is favorable about this situation? Let me ask this question too while I'm shuffling. Have you ever experienced these types of relationship dynamics before? Like, have you ever experienced these types of relationship dynamics before? Yes or no? And if so, how did that make you feel? All right, now, what is favorable about this situation? And for somebody, why all the cards keep falling on my lap? For some of y'all, it's not about the profession. You know, you could be a waiter, you can be a construction worker, you know, like power dynamics of how people make their money. Like, how does that affect your relationships and how does that affect you? What is favorable? Okay. We got the Four of Swords. Okay. So what is happening here is that now that things are starting to become very contentious, okay, and somewhat volatile, I do feel like person A in this has pulled back their energy. I told you they started switching it up because they're overthinking, they're stressing, they're overanalyzing. They're trying to control and dominate the relationship. Okay. He's trying to control it. And this is what creates the drama. This is what makes it toxic. This is also what makes it a love-hate relationship, right? Because you got somebody that's trying to want better for somebody, but their definition of better is not necessarily the same definition as better for the person's whose life that we're talking about. And here's the thing. This is what people don't understand about relationships, right? I get to choose what I want for me, just like you get to choose what works for you. And if what I want for me doesn't work for you, then that's fine. You don't get the opportunity to say, I want better for you and force me to it. Either you can say, you know what, I want better for you, and this is how we can change it. Then I have the right to say, I agree. I agree. This is what I want. Okay? And then we go from there. Right? But the reality is that this person is not seeing this like this. This is where this is becoming very controlling energy to me, right? This is exactly where this is becoming very controlling energy to me, because you have this person who is trying to control somebody else. And this is where I always speak about this, especially when we talk about people who put spells on people and things like that. And this is where this is not my practice, right? Because I feel like when you do this, you're trying to control someone else's free will, which goes against what God gave us, right? We can all do what God tells us to do, or we can do what we want to do. We all have free will. We all have the beauty to choose and the beauty to decide, okay? So, you know, the fact that this person wants to be selfish and pull back like this and take a break and, you know, try to remove themselves from the equation is very, very ugly. If I'm being honest, it's very ugly, because this person B is not judging you because you want to get your life together. They've accepted you for who you are. So the question is, why are you unable to accept person B for who they are, especially when you knew this about them all along? It's not like this person just up and started doing this today. They've been doing this whole time. And now all of a sudden you want to act like you confused.
You got mail.
You've been knowing this about this person this whole time. So if you had a problem with this person being an ex-worker of any type, you should have withdrew yourself in the running then. But you was enjoying it when this was your lifestyle. You was enjoying it when it benefited you in that way. But now that this person is still going down this path, doesn't mean you have the right to control what they want for themselves. Okay? You just don't. So if you got a problem with it, that's more so of a you problem than what they have a problem with, because they're comfortable with their lifestyle. Now, is this a similar strength that you're seeing? Okay. Or are you seeing yourself being pulled in a different direction? So if you are finding yourself, your energy reflected with either person A or person B, how is it making you feel that this person is kind of like withdrawn from you? Are you feeling good about this? Are you feeling confused by this? Like, how is it making you feel that this person is all of a sudden want to act funny? They're pulling back and withdrawing from you. Now, what is problematic or very controversial about this is we got the King of Swords. Okay, we got the King of Swords here. All right. This goes back to this person sitting over here analyzing the Knight of Swords. I misspoke. It's the Knight of Swords. So this person, again, is over here thinking about how much they got their money together, about how much they're able to provide for you. This person is over here thinking about, and I'm talking about person A. Person A is over here like, you know what? I got my stuff together. I can replace you in a heartbeat. If you don't want to walk away from this lifestyle, cool. I'll go get me somebody else who can, right? But that's that controlling, domineering, because it is coming from a space of distrust, which goes back to what we first started talking about in the beginning of this reading. You got to learn how to trust, and you got to learn how to believe, okay? You can't walk around here trying to control everything and everybody and think that you're going to always get a positive outcome. That's not how life works. There is a lot of people in this world that are in predicament. I mean, like, I put it to you this way. We really don't have control over anything in life. We don't. The only thing we can control is ourselves. And the fact that this person is thinking that they can control the narrative is very, very arrogant of them. Okay. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, this is nothing but your ego coming through. And I think that's what's causing a lot of the dilemma here. I think that's what's causing a lot of the point of contention, because you're like, well, I can afford to pay for this. I can afford to pay for that. Well, why you not doing this and why you not doing that? And granted, this person could possibly walk away from this if they wanted to. But the reality is, again, you can't tell anybody what to do. If this ain't what they want to do, then you got to pump the brakes and decide, okay, is this going to work for you or not? Okay? Is it going to work for you or not? And if it's not going to work for you, then pump your brakes and just say, which they have. We know that with this Four of Swords. So if you know that this is something that's not going to work for you, then just, say, it was good knowing you, but in this season of my life, this is not where I see myself going. People can respect you a lot more for that. Now, granted, this person may have their feelings hurt. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I feel like this person could also see the writing on the wall. Like, you guys can feel the contention. You can feel the stress. You can feel how things are off balance, how things are not given the same joy, the same excitement that it once was. You can feel the disconnect, which is also why this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, first of all, as a water sign, we don't need no additives to be moody. We don't. Okay? We don't need no extras to be moody at all. But this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio is being real ugly. You understand? This energy is real ugly. Like, when I tell you this person B is coming through as being real bitchy, real moody, real combative. Like, they giving you the side eye every time you come in there trying to say something and looking at you like, anyway, so. Okay, they giving you all of that. And yes, that's true, Jabba. The cards are saying that there is love here. So that's what makes it chaotic, right? There's an imbalance here because you got two people who really like each other. Remember, I said in the beginning, this has been a long time coming. This is not a new relationship. Y'all been knowing each other for a long time. Okay, y'all been knowing each other for a very long time. So what I'm telling you is, it was cool when person A, the masculine energy here, this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, when they were into this same lifestyle, it was cool. It was cool. It was all fun and games when they was paying for the OnlyFans subscription. It was all fun and games when they was making it rain on you. It was all fun and games when they was, when it was new and it was cute. And people couldn't believe that they was dealing with you. It wasn't funny. I mean, it was a real thing then. It was real then. It was love here, right? But now that you are stepping into the main space, now that you starting to feel in your head, oh, I think this is something more serious than what I thought it was. I'm really digging on this person. I really love this person. Like, I really like being around this person. I see, y'all know how strippers, I don't know why I keep talking about a stripper. Maybe somebody is a stripper. I don't know. But when I tell you, y'all know how strippers have a stage name and then they had a real name. Okay. You don't know this person by Jade no more, which is the stage name. You know this person by Christina or Lauren. Okay. You know them by their real name. Okay. So what I'm saying is, it was cool when this person was dating Jade, but now that they're dating Christina or Lauren, the real version of them, right? Now it's a problem. And now it's like, oh, well, I got more than enough money to where I can take care of you. Why can't you just go work at the Waffle House? Why can't you just go get a job at Walmart? Why don't you just go get a job at Walmart or the Waffle House? And I'm not putting nobody down if that's where you work, but y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, the audacity of this person to come in and try to change the narrative for somebody. because you want to go in a direction where you want to grow and you want to be stable and you want to protect and you want to provide. All those things are great. But if Jade, the stripper, is not ready for that, then who are you to tell me that either I got to choose between what I do with my life professionally and who I am personally? That's not fair to her. Y'all understand? And we know that it's about money because money has come up here. So this is definitely a profession. Okay, this is definitely a profession. Now, what is this trying to teach you? It's about balance. It's about balance. Okay, it's about balance. And even if you look at the picture on this card, you have a man who's dressed with a suit on and you got a girl with some jeans and a t-shirt, right? This is about balance. Okay? This is about balance. This is about the beauty of everything, right? Remember I said in the beginning when we were first playing around with the idea or the notion that this could be a stripper? Remember when I said, you know, I know some girls who work in the club, their husband dropped them off at the club and picked them up, right? They have that balance. And the thing is that who knows what can happen, right? Through person A, maybe you can be on your spiritual journey to where you help bring person B on the journey and they start, maybe this is what God has for them, for you to be the vessel to introduce them to a lifestyle that God may actually have for them. Who knows, right? We're not there yet. But it's like to force somebody, and I can't stress this enough. It feels like this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is trying to force this water sign to be in a place, in a space that they're not ready to be. And what is coming up and saying is either you're going to have to put yourself in a position to where either you're going to trust and believe and follow your intuition and go with the flow and be in the flows of life and stop comparing yourself to other people and just accept the grace of where you are with this person, or either you're going to have to move on with your life. And it's that simple. It's that simple. But person A is stuck in their head because they want to control the narrative. They don't want to let you go because they're thinking about popping the question. Now, what you need to do to heal is with this 10 of Wands, you're going to have to let down this burden. Okay, you're going to have to let down this burden. Either you're going to be willing to tolerate and accept what this person does for a living, or you're not. This is really a you problem, person A. Like, I hate to bring it to your attention, but this is really a you problem. This person never lied to you about what they do for a living. They have been honest with you from the beginning. Okay? They have. They've never withheld from you what they like to do. And you didn't have a problem when you was playing in the honeypot. Okay? You didn't have a problem with it. So what's interesting and what's funny is that now all of a sudden that you want to get serious, now you want to introduce these power dynamics. You know, it wasn't a big deal when you was going down to Saks Fifth Avenue and spending $12,000-$14,000 on a Chanel bag. It was all fun and games then. But now that your girl going out to brunch and she want to show all of her areolas and the crack of her butt, now you got a problem. And I'm just being honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you as a woman. Do I think you should go out the house like that? No, but that's my opinion. Okay, that's my opinion. But that doesn't mean that if I was to get with another woman and that's how they choose to show up in the world, I don't have no say in how they choose to show up in the world. Either I'm going to deal with it or not. Okay, period. But see, you now got this girl, you want to drag her all across town. You want to be over here throwing some, no wonder why she moody. Now, no wonder why she all upset and looking at you sideways, because you over here always talking smack. No wonder why. You can't shame people because people are not who you want them to be. You got to learn how to love and accept people for who they are, which is the bigger lesson here. When you don't know how to accept people for who they are. Not who you want them to be, but who they truly are. That's when you burden yourself with the stupidity. You causing yourself stress. Homegirl perfectly fine with being known as a Jezebel. Homegirl perfectly fine with going to the store and doing all this stuff like that. But you know what? I forgot. The pregnancy card came out. Okay? So it could be part of the reason why some of these conversations are happening could be possibly because maybe this person has gotten pregnant. Or either they think that they're pregnant. I don't know if they're pregnant or not. But it says someone is expecting. So with that card specifically, I would say that they could be pregnant or just found out that they're pregnant. Or maybe there are conversations happening about getting pregnant, right? Having babies, okay? So age may be coming into a factor here. But again, this is somebody who recognizes how special that you are. So there is a connection here. Person B recognizes how special and unique you are. They accepting you of who you are. But you're making them very irritable by forcing and projecting your life choices over to them. Likewise, person A is like, you know what? I want to marry you. But I can't marry the stripper, and that's the problem. Okay? So that's what we got, this Ace of Wands. Okay? So this is definitely coming in like, I feel like this person was sexually attracted to this person. It feels like this may be like this person, somebody might do corn. Remove the C and put a P. Okay? And the reason why I'm saying that is because the Ace of Wands also represents sexual energy. And look at this picture. Look how he's watching. He's watching her on the internet or watching something on the internet. You see how he's looking? So he could have been a fan from that way. But I'm adamant and I'm standing on business when I say this is who this person was from the very beginning. There was no secrets had here. Okay? This was no secrets had here. And now that they're deciding that they're not willing to walk away, this is making this person very unhappy. Person A is over here like really like, I don't know if I really want to be with this girl. You know, went and told everybody that you was gonna marry this person, and now all of a sudden you like, I don't want to be with this person. Like, make up your mind. Make up your mind. Like, you talking out the side of your neck here. And it's all because they're going through their own spiritual awakening. And there's nothing wrong with that. But again, whatever choices you make for you, you cannot impose those on me. I have a right to choose what I want to do in my life, just like you have a right to choose what you want to do with your life. And if we're not aligned, then we need to go on our own separate ways. Oh, child. Let me ask you, if this is resonating with you, what choices have you made recently that you feel like can change your outcome for the better or for the worse? Okay? How can this outcome change? Right? I feel like person B is really deeply in their feelings. I feel like person B is just not getting it. They don't see what the problem is. And I feel like person B is never going to see what the problem is because they've never lied to you about who they are. Ooh, y'all, why did I just hear Jade is Christina or Lauren, whatever the girl's name is, right? Listen, you're going to have to deal. You're going to have to deal. Even though one person is an alter ego, just like Beyonce is Sasha Fierce, Jade is Lauren. Lauren is Jade. Christina is Jade. Whatever the girl's name is, right? Whoever it is, that's who they are. That's who they are. You can't control them. Yeah. Jade is Lauren. Lauren is Jade. Okay. I keep hearing the name Lauren. I want to say Christina. Something a little bit more neutral. But yeah. Oof, child. All right, let me figure out. Let's clarify these cards. This is wildly specific this morning. But I definitely feel like person A is in a place where they can provide a lot of stability, a lot of protection, and a lot of growth for this person. I just don't think that this person is really ready to walk in that lifestyle just yet. Okay, I don't think that they're ready for that. Exactly. With the 7 of Wands. This is going to require a lot of work, a lot of persistence, a lot of hard work, and a lot of dedication. And again, I don't think that this person is necessarily ready for this. It feels like they're in their bag where they're like, you know what? I got things to do. I got places to go. You know, I can't call you and ask you to help me. In a couple of more days, the rent's due. And I can't call you on the phone and be like, listen, you got this 3 bands for my rent or what? Okay? And I feel like if you did position yourself, water signs, to ask this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius for the money, I feel like they would give it to you. But I also feel like you're like in a position to where you're like, I don't want to have to rely on anybody like that. Like you're not my husband, right? So there's definitely some type of imbalance here between narratives and ideas and expectations. But I definitely feel like for you, water signs, this is about you evolving. And I think it is going back to what I was saying originally, which is this is about you growing into the real you. This is about you coming out of less than fortunate circumstances and growing into the royal you. This is about you putting an end to your current life as you know it and growing into the new version of you. Okay? And finding grace with that. Like literally, it's a pastor in Texas. She used to be a corn star. Remove corn, remove the C and put a P. And she talks about it from the pulpit. You know, so I mean, things move, people change. But right now, this may just not be for you. Okay? At this moment. Now, with that being said, there's going to be a lot of decisions that have to be made, choices that are going to have to be made. Okay? And for this water sign and for this fire sign, this is going to be very interesting. You're going to have to choose very wisely. Because I feel like what's happening here is the conversation is being had about whether or not you're going to be willing to work through this. And it feels like this water sign is like, let me not tell y'all, this water sign is really bitchy right now. This person is going all type of off on this person, in the face and behind the back. They are not sparing no vocabulary, okay? They are going clean the You know what I'm saying? Like they are going clean off. Clean off. Like they like, no. You're not finna come here and tell me how to live my life and how to run my life and who, like what? I've been doing this. I've been doing me. You understand? And when I tell y'all, it's a power dynamic like no other. Because you have a girl who's here that is very pro-feminine, but still a feminist, who is in her masculine bag because this is how she provides for herself and for others. You got this very masculine man on the edge of toxic masculinity, who now that done got introduced to God and everything else, is trying to control the narrative and trying to be this traditional man. And I'm not going to make it unfair and say that they were never a traditional man until now, because that's not true. This person has always been a traditional man. Okay? But there's a conflict here because now I feel like y'all are missing each other. You understand? There's a misalignment on expectation and values. I can't stress that enough. And that's what's making this toxic. Because it's the drama that's here. And it's a love-hate relationship here. But I bet you. Listen, baby, I bet y'all when y'all go to the boom boom and y'all start doing what y'all do, I bet you it don't be no problem then. Okay? I bet you it ain't no problem then. But then when it's time for them to go to work, here go you popping off at the mouth again.
Why y'all so mad at me? Why have I done to anybody but to get money?
Okay? So it's a whole thing going on here. And he over here looking at you every time you say something. He over here looking at you out the side of his neck.
What do you mean by that?
Questioning everything. Like it's a nuance and it's a problem, right? But it's all about control. We got the Knight of Coins again. Okay, we got the Knight of Coins again. This is about control. He wants to dominate. He wants to have the lead. He wants to control the narrative. He wants to be the man. In his mind, he wants to be the man that's the provider. He wants to be the confidant. He wants to be the leader of this family. And you notice that I said family. Because both, again, he wants to pop the question. And you, person B, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, realize how special this person is too. But you're not willing to bow down either. See, y'all just at odds with each other going back and forth. Like, this is wild. Okay, this is wild. Yeah. It's a lot of judgment here coming out against this. And the justice is coming out. We got the justice card. But I do feel like there's a lot of biases. So in these arguments, it's a lot of biases, judgments, preconceived notions, insecurities. It's a whole lot of stuff coming out in these conversations. It's a whole lot of, baby, when I tell y'all in these arguments that are happening, there are a lot of arguments happening right now. Remember I told y'all this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio is popping off at the mouth, cussing you out, dragging you for filth and running it back again. Okay? It's very ugly because the things that this person is thinking and feeling about this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio is so conflicting. All right? And this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio is at the point where it's just like, you know what? Listen, bro, I'm not here for that. This ain't that and that ain't this.
You lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
Okay? She not here for it. Okay? So the same thing that you're trying to use to pull her in is pushing her away from you. This is complicated. And look, here we go again. It's not a happy home with this Four of Wands in reverse. If you want Lauren or Christina, whichever name we want to put in here, if that's who you want, then you are going to have to accept that that is who she is. Jade is Lauren. Lauren is Jade. Like, period. At the bottom of both decks, we have two indicators that this is not going to be a happy home. It's not conducive like that. Okay? It's not a happy home. Okay? This is not a happy home. It's not going to work. You cannot tell this girl that she got to walk away. This is her profession. Now, whether or not you think that it's acceptable, that's your business. But you was cool with it when she was doing it for you. And now that everybody know that this is your girl, now you want to make it weird. the end of the day, if you're not comfortable, just leave. Just leave. If this is not making you happy, just leave. Nobody is holding you here. But the fact that you keep coming around playing in this girl's face is what makes it a problem.
Got it. What?
Listen. You got to love people for who they are and where they are in life. Period. It's that simple. Either you can tolerate it, either you can deal with it, or you're going to have to move around. But the reality is you need to stop playing games with this person. Because, see, now there's a coldness that is infiltrating this relationship that is going to be very damaging. You want to say something to cut her and judge her, she going to say something that's going to cut and judge you. You see how damaging this is? You see how damaging this is? You see how ugly this is? You see how malicious this is? It's not cool. It's not cool. And the reality is that everybody has a choice to decide who they want to be. And if this girl want to wake up and be a stripper, or have her OnlyFans, or do her corn, that's who she wants to be. Let her do it in peace. And if you ready to be married, and if you ready to get with somebody that has more of a traditional lifestyle, then that's who you are. Nobody's forcing you to stay. Leave. But you invested with your feelings. So really for you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, again, you got to check yourself too. You got to check yourself. And it's time for you to either go or get off the pot. Now, let me ask you a question. As we get ready to get out this business and close this out, if you can give either person in this scenario, whether it's you or the other person, or if you just listening, if you can give the people in this situation any advice, what would you tell them? I want you to write that down in the chat. And if you ain't got nothing to say, you like, let me see how the cards fall first before I make a judgment. Go ahead and get your paper, your pens, your emojis, because it's time for us to get to these closing thoughts to figure out what the story is with these potential final outcomes. And I say potential because I can't control the narrative. Nobody can. I can only tell you about what the energy says. So if y'all ready to get into it, find your paper, your pens, and your notebooks because it's time for us to get to it. Here we go. All right, here we go. Potential final outcome. Potential final outcome. What is the potential final outcome? It's amazing how people get in these relationships and they try to change people. This is a wildly specific reading. So whomever said that this was for them, I hope that this is really resonating with you. And that this gives you the clarity that you need. All right. When we talk about potential final outcomes, I say potential because I can't control free will. I can only tell you what the energy says. All right. So here we go. Now, the Nine of Cups. There's going to be a lot of analysts analyzing and thinking about what will really truly make you happy in this narrative, okay? A lot of conversation is going to be had about what is really going to make you happy. The reality is, like we've already acknowledged and assessed, you want love. You're ready for love. You want to be in a committed relationship with somebody. You have this connection with this person. That's why you've been thinking about popping the question all this time. You want love, but you're not really ready to commit and go all in. Listen, there is no such thing as a perfect love story ever. If you even think that there is a perfect love story, you're absolutely wrong. A love story is going to have many, many endings and many, many beginnings if it's a true love story. Okay? The reality is you're going to have to learn how to give some. And if you with somebody that you love and somebody that you can be with and you can see yourself thriving with, and you see this person supporting you and not judging you and loving you for who you are, then what is really the problem here? Or are you creating a problem because you worried about what people at church gonna say and think?
Uh-oh. Now we're in trouble.
I mean, I don't know what kind of church you go to, but the church I go to, my pastor done told everybody live in front of the pulpit on a Sunday morning with the church packed out to capacity that you better not judge none of them strippers that come in. Because we do have a outreach ministry that goes to the strip clubs and prays for the girls in the clubs, and they do come to work sometimes right after they get off of work. So if you go into that type of facility where there's judgment, maybe that's not, I'm gonna refrain from going there. But all I'm gonna tell you is that you need to leave people alone. That's all I'm gonna say. Leave people alone. And if you're worried about what other people gonna think, then maybe you in a bad space on your own.
Period.
Because I'm telling you, if I got my bands and you got your bands, think about how good of a lifestyle we could have if we could come together. Okay? Now, we also got the judgment here. All right? This is about judgment. Okay? You got to stop thinking about what everybody else is going to think. If you fell in love with the stripper, you fell in love with a stripper. And maybe over the course of time, things may change where this person decides that's not what they want to do no more. Okay? But you don't get the right to make that decision for them. You can try to influence them, but you don't get the right to make that decision for them. That makes this unfair. That's what makes this toxic. Okay? Now, we got the Empress. So there is definitely this person A, you know that you see this person as being your wife and the mother of your kids. You see that. And that could be possibly where some of the point of contention is arising because the pregnancy card did come up already. So maybe now that this person is pregnant, maybe this is why you're feeling some type of way. Maybe this is why you're starting to feel some type of way. Because you're like, ooh, I don't want my girl being pregnant out there dancing on a pole. And you have every right to feel that way. But you can't tell her that she got to get down off the pole because she's pregnant. That's a decision that she gonna have to make. And it's a whole lot of pregnant girls that go to the strip club and make a whole lot of money dancing pregnant. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's my personal belief that this is what a person should do. But that's me. And if I see them in there dancing, let me help them get them some money because diapers is not cheap. Okay? All right? I'm just saying. And we got the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So I do think, honestly, this is the... Damn, y'all. This is the third time we've ended the deck with the card in reverse, the 10. I think that it's going to get overbearing for this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Honest to God, I do. I do feel like they're going to be having to make a decision. One decision is going to be easier to make than the other. And I think it's going to come down to really just trying to understand, like, if this person is able to accept and tolerate this person's lifestyle. Like I said, it was good. It was cute when it was just personal for them. It was good when they was enjoying it. But now that everybody else kind of like knows the secret is out the bag, now all of a sudden they got a problem with it. And you can't get mad because somebody is who they said they been. They never changed their stripes.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Okay? So now I want to know, out of curiosity, this is interesting. You know, in this scenario, we're talking about somebody who may be in the adult services industry, but it could be anybody, right? That's what the cards are coming up talking about. But think about it this way. You could be dealing with a street pharmaceutical, a street pharmacist, okay? And it could be that. If you got with the street pharmaceutical representative, in the beginning, you don't get the right to change what this person is doing because it don't make you feel comfortable. Either you're going to deal with it or you're not. So will this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio reconcile? Will they reconcile? Give me a clear yes or no. Will they reconcile? Spirit is saying things was all fun and games until somebody got pregnant. So what I'm saying with this is it was all fun and games until the person got pregnant. That's what started all of this. That's what started all of this. This person done got pregnant. And now the other person, being that traditional male, trying to be that leader, now they're like, okay, well, let me do the right thing by this person. I've been kicking it with this person for quite some time. And now that, you know, the plot is thickening, you know, let me just go ahead and marry this person and make it do the right thing.
A few moments later.
I ain't gonna have my baby mama out here on OnlyFans. But you was paying for the subscription. Like, that's what got me so confused. Like, where do you come from? Now all of a sudden it's a problem. Oop. Do y'all really want to know the answer to this? Do y'all really want to know the answer to this? I asked the question, will y'all reconcile? Do y'all want to know the answer to this? The answer is yes. However, there is a third party person involved. We got the 3 of Cups in reverse. Overindulgence, heavy partying, isolation, independence, alone time. 3 is a crowd and gossip. Okay? So there may be somebody else. Okay? It might not necessarily be another romantic partner, more so as it is about other people being in your business and gossiping. So it could be that you have somebody really influencing this person. Again, we're going back to spiritually woke. Okay? So perhaps with them tapping into their higher self, maybe somebody's getting in their head, and that's why the intuition card is coming up. What is your spirit telling you to do? What is your spirit telling you to do? What is God telling you to do? Okay? Is God telling you that this ain't gonna work? Is your heart feeling like this ain't gonna work? Or is it somebody else coming in your business and telling you that it ain't gonna work? And you feel like you gotta be influenced by what somebody else saying or thinking. Y'all know that does happen too. People get all caught up in what other people think. Okay? This has been... This is craziness, you know? And it's wild because I think it's unfair to the person who's in this, okay? I think it's unfair to the person who's in this. Now, retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Okay, so look at this. Now, what's interesting is you got a bride and a groom. Okay, you got a bride and a groom. But here, retreat. This person already took a step back. Remember I told you, person A done got to been acting funny on this person. Person A been acting wishy-washy, moody, funny, and now you pissing off person B, which is why they cussing you out and going off on you and looking at you sideways every time they see you. Because they don't know what bag you're coming from. It's like, what are we talking about here? Again, you didn't have a problem when I was doing it for you. Now because I'm still doing it, now it's a problem.
I'm not afraid to say it.
Okay? It's a problem. Okay? Yeah, it's a problem. It feels like person A lacks maturity. And I'm saying that because it feels like they're being easily influenced by what other people say and what other people are thinking. And I think that's unfair to person B. And we know that they're being influenced because we got the third party here. Three's a crowd and gossip. So somebody is in their ear. It could be a best friend. It could be a family member. It could be somebody very close to them that they have shared their personal business with. Okay? That is influencing their decisions. Got them stressed out. Got them over in the head. But anybody with sound mind would point out the obvious. If this is who this person was when you got with them, you can't change that for them. You can't change that for them. All right, Romeo and Juliet. What words of advice do you have for this? Okay. Dark deal. Wrong decision. Incorrect direction. Okay. So they may feel like they made a wrong decision, a bad choice. All right. But the thing is, it's just, I don't like this. Because it's a whole lot of projection going on here, right? Person A made a choice and a decision to go after something. And the moment that something got real, now you want to backpedal and back on out the driveway. Like, how does that work?
I said what I said.
You got to learn how to stand on business. You got to learn how to stand on business. You made a decision to approach somebody knowing that this is who they were. And now that life got real, instead of you just standing on business, now all of a sudden you want to control them and try to make them change and do it. It's not fair to them. So if this is something that you don't want to do, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, just slide them the money to get them where they need to be so they can do what they need to do and go on about their business. And they go on with their life and you go on with your life. Like, let it be what it's going to be. Let it be what it's going to be. But to sit up here and be holding on to this person and trying to force them to change and adapt and do, it's just wrong. It's just wrong. I salute you that you're on your spiritual journey. I'm happy for you that you're tapping into your higher self. You feel like you're being called to go do this, that, and the third. I'm glad that you're freeing yourself. I'm glad that you're walking into the next phase of your life. I'm happy for you with that. But what I'm not going to sit up here and tolerate and condone is you feeling like you have the ability to control the narrative for somebody else. That's the problem that I have. The controlling, domineering energy that is predicated upon a spirit of distrust. Which is why, bringing it all full circle, when we started talking about this reading 2 hours ago, okay, was that this is about trust and believing. Trusting and believing. That's why your intuition is here. If you feel like your intuition came up twice, if you feel like this is the person that is with you, that if you feel like, this is somebody that you can be with, why are you letting external people infiltrate what you feel is right in your heart? You understand? When we talk about submission, this is about admiration, trust, and acceptance. That's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is about apprehension, fear, and terror. Okay? So if you see that you want this person to submit to you, then you got to admire them for who they are. You got to trust that they are who they are. You got to accept them for who they are. Otherwise, you over here playing games with yourself. But you feel like if you can just, it's wrong. It's wrong on so many levels. It's wrong. It's wrong. You're going about this the wrong way. Okay? You are going about this the wrong way. And it's not fair to this other person that you're judging them, you're ridiculing them, you're trying to force them to be somebody that they're not. Like, it's not cool. And again, y'all been knowing each other for a while. So I am going to repeat that this is not a new situation. You know this. You know this. You've been knowing this for quite some time. You know this. You've been knowing this for quite some time. This person never lied to you about who they are. They never lied. Wow. Y'all been knowing each other for about 10 years. 10 years. This been a long time. Remember I told you, wooded paths, wooded areas, ambivalent. Okay? Y'all been going through this for quite some time. This relationship has been stable for quite some time. Y'all been knowing each other for a long time. There's never been an issue until now. Now all of a sudden it's a problem. That's what makes it not cool. That's what makes it not cool. I don't know what to say. I mean, like, I really don't know what else to say. Like, it's very obvious that person A, if you are aligning with person A, and I mean, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you are the main character in this. You possibly just need to take a step back and to really shut down all these exterior conversations and have a conversation with yourself and God. Seriously. And figure out, what does God want for you in this season of your life? Okay? What does God want for you in this season of your life? And listen to your intuition. As we've already discussed, it's never going to take you down the wrong path. But you need to stop being easily influenced by what other people are thinking and do what feels right to you. And if what feels right to you is to stay with this person because this is the person who brings you joy, and if this is a person who brings you clarity and companionship and y'all can see partnership, who knows? Who said that this was all this person had to offer? Who said that? Nobody never said that this was all this person. Who knows? This person could have been working all this time so that they can buy a house, so that they can start a business. You know, people do have goals. They may not always tell you, but they could have goals. It was a girl that I used to know that worked down at the strip club at Magic City. I know her real name too. I won't tell you who it was. But my point is that she had goals. Everybody always making fun of girls who strip to go to school to pay their tuition. Okay. Well, why are you judging them? Because that's what they're doing. Have you seen the cost of college lately? But to that point, she had dreams and she had aspirations. She didn't like being there, but she didn't know what other options she had. You didn't think that she was embarrassed by her job? But she literally felt like this was the best that she could do, given the time that she needed. Okay? So I'm not saying, I'm not judging this person for what they've done, right? But what I am saying is that the person who's involved in this connection with them needs to settle that spirit of judgmental behavior for themselves. That's what I'm saying. Look, this is 2025. The price of eggs is $20. Okay? You can't even go out to a restaurant and get a meal for less than $20, and they give you a portion that don't even fit in this coffee cup. Life is hard for a lot of people. And people are having to do some compromising things, unfortunately, to get to where they need to go. And I'm not saying that person A in this instance is not looking to support this person through, but it's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I feel like their intentions are being lost. So if you are person A, I think you need to take a step back, really reflect on what's important to you, pray about it, and then make a decision to move forward. But you can't, and if this person says, you know what, I'm good, then you just gonna have to be okay with walking away and closing this door. Do what you gotta do to get rid of the situation that you in, and close the door and move on. Now, as we get out of this business, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Pisces Tarot experience today. If you've enjoyed this reading, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe, okay? You can always continue to find more engaging content from me on my YouTube channel at Mimi Lightseer, all right? I want to give a huge thank you to everybody who's participated in today's conversation. I know this was a wildly specific read, and I know it didn't resonate with a lot of people, and that's fine. This message was not for you, okay? But I do hope that there was something here that you can take away from this conversation about you learning how to trust and believe and to follow your own intuition as well, okay? If you are in this scenario, or if you do know somebody who's in it, make sure you take this link and send it to them so that they can hear it. And if you do or do not resonate with this message, that's fine too. But I love hearing from you. So leave a comment in the section below and let me know what resonates with you and tell me what didn't. It's perfectly fine. Listen, these are collectives. It's for the masses, right? But if you would like to do a personal reading with me, I do book my readings through my website at PiSeasTarot.com. So don't hesitate to reach out. All right. And I want to give a huge thank you to everybody again who participated in today's discussion, and a warm thank you and welcome to all of our new subscribers. Most importantly, to all the people who have gifted me. Thank you so much for showing up for me, not only with your time, your talent, but your treasure. I do deeply appreciate the love that you share with me. Y'all be writing, email, texting, sending letters by pigeon mails. Oh my God, I mean, remember when you said, I appreciate all that. But the best way to show your love to me is to engage with my content on YouTube, okay? So I definitely appreciate that most of all, okay? Lastly, I need everybody to remember that everybody is fighting a battle that you cannot see. So be kind, patient, and gentle with others as much as you are with yourself. How people treat you is not your business, but how you respond is. So remember to leave a little bit of love everywhere you go, and I will see you next time. Bye. Bye-bye.